Alright guys, we're going to be going over today what's called a cross wrist tilt with a different finish that we did in the previous video. This is called either thread the needle or just a leg hook finish. So, alright, so start it from the referee's position. We drop down to the ankle right away and then shift all my weight over to the other side of his body and then get a tight waist. And then just as before, hopping over to this other side once I have a tight waist. And right here, this is really a preference thing. People can either do a regular chop bus or a different setup where once I have the tight waist, I basically just grab his wrist and kind of do this motion here, kind of throwing his body at the mat to actually, instead of bringing his arm to his body and bringing his body to his arm. So regular chop bus right here, that's fine, we can do that. But with this one, hopping back over to the other side, grabbing his wrist. This motion, he comes back up to his base. So I have the cross wrist right here. I'm just throwing my elbow and my head in the middle between his legs, like this. And then versus a regular cross wrist tilt, what I'm doing, normally what I would do is I would just keep my hand planted on his elbow like this to keep him on his back. But with this thread the needle or the leg hook finish, whatever you want to call it, on the way over with my left arm, I'll just scoop it under the crook of his knee, and I can either just keep my hand here like this, or once I can grab his elbow. Either way, you still have a pretty good position of him right here. So I'll do it from a different angle. Again, so we can get the arm trap a couple different ways. We can either do a regular chop, or we can do the one that I showed a second ago. If you want to think about this logically for a second, when we only have one force going this way, yes, we can still get control of his arm. But if we're using all his body weight to shove that towards his arm, two forces going basically at each other in the same direction, it's going to be much easier to get control of his arm that way. And when I have such a tight waist like this, it makes it a million times easier for me actually to throw all of his weight into his arm like this. To get control of that cross wrist, he comes back up to his base, and he will fall down. That will happen often in the match too when doing this. And again, like before, I'm just throwing my elbow and my head in the middle and rolling over and then catching him with his bottom leg, keeping my bottom leg and my right leg underneath his butt, and the other one is catching him right here in the crook of his knee. But on the way over, we're throwing this under his knee again, either grabbing his elbow or just keeping it free and just keeping control of his leg.